No one expected the Han River monster to make such a shocking entrance. The film's first climax crashes in without warning, engulfing the audience in an instant. A year earlier, in a laboratory in Seoul, an American professor ordered his Korean assistant to pour an unprocessed chemical solution into the Han River. The assistant hesitated, worried about contaminating the water, but the professor was utterly indifferent. Not daring to defy the order, the assistant poured the chemical into the drain, thick white smoke billowing into the air. Behind him, a towering pile of empty bottles hinted that this was far from the first time. A month later, an old fisherman by the Han River discovered an extremely grotesque little fish, so bizarre that even he, with all his experience, couldn't identify the creature. 3 months passed. A man stood atop the Han River bridge, ready to take his own life. Yet the river beneath him was eerily still without a single ripple, an ominous sign that the monster had already taken form. As the man jumped, the story officially began. Aaron was an unremarkable middle-aged man, but he had a bright and lovable daughter. His family ran a small snack stall by the Han River. One day, as usual, they gathered in front of the television, watching his sister's competition. His father asked him to deliver food to a customer, but when he arrived, he noticed that everyone's eyes were fixed on the distant Han River bridge. Puzzled, Aaron followed their gaze. This was the monster's first full reveal. Yet the reaction of the onlookers lulled the audience into a false sense of security. Seeing the creature approach, people didn't flee. Instead, they threw food into the river, as if feeding a stray animal. But the moment the dark shadow beneath the water completely vanished, the film's first true climax struck. Aaron suddenly froze, staring blankly ahead. It was as if time itself had stopped. By the time people realized what was happening, it was already too late. As the monster stormed ashore, the once tranquil and peaceful Han riverbank turned into a bloodbath. Panicked crowds fled in all directions, chaos erupting as the monstrous creature rampaged through them. In the frenzy, a group of people dashed into a shipping container, believing it to be a safe refuge. But in the next moment, the monster crashed through the door. As the container shook violently and desperate screams filled the air, the horrors inside could only be imagined. Aaron's daughter managed to escape outside. He grabbed her hand and ran with all his might, but the monster was closing in. He stumbled and fell. When he scrambled to his feet and turned back, he realized the hand he was holding wasn't his daughter's. His mind went blank. In sheer panic, he searched frantically for her, but it was too late. He couldn't accept what was happening. He could only watch helplessly as the monster snatched her away. Staring at his daughter, her fate uncertain, he could do nothing but let out a powerless anguish scream, his heart drowning in despair and regret.